Lenexa crime analyst Lindsey Cavillo is here on 95.7 FM, KCMO Talk Radio, streaming on the KCMO Talk Radio app. Lindsey, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, let's just start off with this. A crime analyst, I learned in the last 2 minutes, is not what I think it is based on watching Law and Order.
Correct.
So that is news to me. I'm happy, and I know the audience will want to hear more on that. So what exactly is your role as a crime analyst?
All right. Well, first I'm going to start with what we're not. Most people think that we are crime scene investigators. We are not on the scene collecting evidence. We are here at the police department. We're reviewing case reports, we're reviewing intelligence, and we're trying to help support investigations through all of their cases, whether that's violent crime, property crime, financial crime, those sorts of things. And we're working towards crime prevention on the patrol side. So any active situations that are happening right now, we're trying to help inform patrol and get them in the right place at the right time to prevent crime from happening. We also do educational pieces. I teach internet safety courses and fraud prevention workshops for elderly. I also do things for kids and families. So we're really about trying to prevent crime and apprehend suspects.
Okay, that's amazing and a good place to start. Now, when it comes to internet crime, especially for older folks, I mean, this is maybe crisis is too strong a word, but it's a major problem. And I'm sure you're seeing it every single day where you've got old ladies who are by themselves getting fleeced out of hundreds of thousands of dollars in some cases. So what's your message to these folks as they try to avoid these scams?
Well, sadly, it is a huge crisis, and it's not just elderly. We see people that are in their 30s, in their 20s, in their 50s, 60s, all across the board who are scammed out of money. And those can come in the form of emails, they can come in phone calls, they can come in on social media.
I got a text yesterday,
Yes.
I think was a scam.
I'm sure you did. The big thing I would tell people is if you do not know who you are talking to, they are probably trying to scam you. If they want payment that's in cryptocurrency, if they want payment that's by a gift card, if they want you to go and if they want you to go to a Bitcoin and ATM, that is a scam for sure. If they are trying to scare you out of your money, it is absolutely a scam.
Yeah, I got this text yesterday at 10:30 in the morning. Hi, Dad, can you text my work phone? I dropped my cell phone into the sink today, and now it won't turn on. This was at 10:28 yesterday, and my kids are 6, 4, and 1. So I knew it was a scam. But, hey, you know, I guess if your kids are older, you might fall for something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's really easy, and scammers are really good at knowing what drives people to pay them money.
Children, right?
Children, yeah. Children, any sort of scare tactics, like law enforcement. They'll say that they're law enforcement calling you, and you need to pay for your warrants. They'll say they're the IRS or Social Security Administration, and you need to pay this. But no law enforcement agency and no government agency is going to ask you to pay through gift cards or through Bitcoin. So just know those things. And it's really easy to fall into that trap because they're really good at convincing people that this is what you need to take care of right now.
How many of them are in the States versus being overseas?
It's hard to say. We've had cases here where they are local to the metro area, but there's also a lot that are from, anywhere around the world. So it really just depends on what the scam is. But we've seen plenty, particularly if you're on social media, any of those Facebook Marketplace sort of deals, or if you get something still through Craigslist or things like that, a lot of those are going to be your local criminals. But if you get it on the phone, it's probably about a 70-30 chance it's overseas, but there's still plenty in the States.
That's amazing. Lenexa crime analyst Lindsey Cavillo is here on KCMO. So what about mail thefts and what's going on that front here in Lenexa and Johnson County?
Yeah, since the end of November, we've been having mail drop boxes at postal locations that have been targeted by thieves because it's tax season. They're targeting checks so that they can alter those and get lots of money out of that. So in Johnson County alone, we've seen about $2.5 million loss by residents and businesses, and in Lenexa about $500,000. So we're really trying to urge the public to use caution and go inside those postal services when you drop off your checks.
Wow. Okay, that's good to know. Now, when it comes to, I know thankfully we're in a community where there's not a lot of violent crime, but how do you guys assist as crime analysts on violent crime in this community?
Well, if our detectives are working on any sort of violent crime, we can help by supporting whoever our case detective is. We can help support trying to identify suspects, trying to help locate where they've been in the metro, any previous cases in law enforcement anywhere in the nation, but particularly in the metro area. We try to help dig into some of their data to locate where they've been, however we need to do that, and to determine if we have to, we can try to determine how they were connected to the victims and things like that to see if there's ongoing things we need to know about, like retaliation or things like that.
Okay, and that's obviously important because the case can unfold in a certain way based on any fears of retaliation that may be potentially, at risk for some of these folks,
right.
Correct?
Correct.
Wow. Well, this is great. Lenexa crime analyst Lindsey Cavillo on KCMO. What else with this role in particular makes you unique and I guess is misunderstood by the public?
Well, I think that a lot of people, because they see on TV all of these cool things that they can do, that you see like the TV shows where people are just pulling things up magically. We don't really have a magic 8-ball, so digging into any of this data and trying to find people, we have to do a lot of work. A lot of research goes into that. So we have to be really up to date on open source information and how to get information from the publicly available web, but we also need to know how to use third-party software systems in our own house, and we also need to be up to date on technology because we use a lot of technology in our office to try to help support every aspect of the police department. We touch every unit, so we try to make as big an impact as we can.
That's great. Well, you spent 5.5 years in Independence. You've been here in Lenexa for 5 years. I know you know those folks over there in Independence well. We were there last spring, about a year ago at this time, doing a Back the Blue tour stop. So thank you, Lindsey. We appreciate the insight, and we'll have you again soon.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for having me.